What I'm going to talk to you about is something I firmly believe in. It's a secret of great salespeople and great coaches. And you bet your behind this works. Eight perceptions that sell. Perception one, somebody already yelled it out. Confidence and enthusiasm. Now, enthusiasm doesn't mean standing on a chair and jumping up and down. But confidence and enthusiasm is as a perception happens how you walk, how you talk, how you smile, how you sit, how you eat. It's a perception. And someone is always watching. I'm going to come back to that a little later. Someone's always watching. When I used to do network meetings, before I ever walked in the room, I'd sit back there and my goal was for somebody to say, I don't know who that is, but I want a piece of it. Just perception. Boy, he's confident. He's ready to go. I don't care what's going on in the world. How do you walk? How do you talk? How do you smile? So we're going to talk more about each of those here in a minute. It's all about how do you listen. Have you ever seen anybody that really listens and how you feel about that? Or you've seen somebody who's trying to think of what they're going to say next when you give them a break. We'll talk a lot about listening here in a minute. So it's all about those things. It's all about the things that people watch. And let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about here, okay? A prime example of confidence in how you walk, talk, smile. Anybody ever had issues selling, asking for the business, or dealing with pricing? How much is it? $3,000 a month? Or how much is it? It's $5,000 a month. I've won deals, and I'm sure other people are, because people go, he believes in it. I mean, we probably all, if we want to share stories. I had a client one time, he's a high D, and I was walking him out after a meeting, and I always try to say, hey, great meeting. I'm looking forward to the future. We're going to hammer this thing. He goes, look, I don't know whether this is going to work or not, but obviously you do, so let's go. That's perception, and I know I'm getting to him now, and it's just that quiet enthusiasm, and sometimes not so quiet. I'm an excitable boy, but it's all about in understanding them. It's all about working with them. Have we ever? Do you act like you deserve what you're asking for? But everybody do a gut check on that one. What's the worst that could happen? You know the answer to that. They go, no. And then that moves into a whole negotiating steps, right? That's the worst that could happen. They're not going to hit you in the nose if you give them a price, but they may go, he doesn't believe in what he's selling. He doesn't believe it's worth it. He doesn't believe he's worth it. She's worth it. It's all that perception that they get, and that's where you can really work at it. It's how you act. It's how you sound. And again, I want to emphasize, someone's always watching. If you're on an airplane, somebody's watching you. If you're walking into a seminar, people around you are going to be watching you. How do you act? How do you walk, talk, smile? They're going to watch it. They're going to take their reaction as, is that somebody I want to work with? How many of you work with clients who have interviewed or ran through 5, 6, 7 coaches? You know that. So why did they end up hiring you? You did something different. You gave them a reason to go, I'll take the chance with this person, right? Someone's always watching. You'll make sales by somebody who says, I've been watching you for 3 years, walk in and out of here, and I need some help now. I got to talk. We have to talk. It's someone's always watching. So unless you're at home standing naked in front of the mirror, you better be creating the perception, because someone is always watching. So number 2 is possibility vocabulary. And this is one of the things that I really like to work with people on, because much of the time your vocabulary is just unconscious. But a possibility vocabulary, it's really, really important. And I beat myself up all the time in practice this, but it means we can, we will, we are, yes, let's do it. Rather than maybe, I hope, probably, we'll try. I hate we'll try. I had a guy, I was doing a SBR with a guy a while back, and he goes, yeah, this sounds pretty good, let's give it a try. I go, sorry, we're not meant to work together. What did I do wrong? I said, you said try. That means I'm going to be pushing you, and you're just going to be fighting me all the time if you're just going to try, because you're just giving yourself an out. Right? I mean, it's the difference. Another term that I forbade in my meetings, I forbade the word problem. I will not allow the word problem to be said. I won't say it. I won't allow a client to say it. And we let that known right up front. Who's some of our high D's here? Okay, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I just met you 2 minutes ago. Tell me your problems. What do you think? I was with a coach one time monitoring him, and we went in for this SBR, and that's when he said, sir, it's nice to meet you. Tell me, let's get started. Tell me what keeps you awake at night. What's your problems you face? And this high D, he looks at me and goes, who do you think you are? We've known each other for 3 minutes, and you're assuming I have a problem? I don't have problems. I have needs, I have challenges, I have things that I need help with, but I don't have any problems. You can leave. You know, I mean, just think about it. Just think about how you react to some of those things. And each of the DISC profiles will have a similar reaction to that, right? I mean, if you look at just strategic, each of the profiles, you know, you're going to get a fight with an I. Many times an S will wonder, what do you know that I don't? What did I do wrong? You know, the C goes, I don't have any problems. Let me show you 5 ring binders here of all the results. You know, problems is an argument waiting to happen. I will never use that word. It's all challenges. What challenges do you face? That's a whole different deal. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. And sometimes everybody they've talked to is using the word problem, or that, tell me what keeps you awake at night. That sucks. You know, what they want is somebody to go, I'm just going to have to assume that there's some reasons we're talking today. Tell me about your challenges that you're facing. Because challenges could be positive. Like the guy I gave you the example of, he goes, I'm doing really well. I'm making lots of money. I just don't feel comfortable in taking a vacation. That was a big challenge for him. Which again, we're getting into a whole nother deal. It's a whole nother conversation about you having a plan on what you think their needs are. Some of you that I've talked to or worked with, this is off point, but I want you to understand this. To bill a lot, be a great coach, to bill what you want, 2 things. You can never, never be the client's conscience or their accountant. Because if you go in and say, well, my rates are I'm gonna say my rates are $5,000, but you know the place is a little dusty, it's a little run down. He's got some issues that he's whining to me about. Maybe I'll charge him $1,500. You don't know. You don't know what you can't assume. You can't be their conscience or their accountant.